used to call me on my cell phone.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have my favorite products of 2015. I am so excited to do this video for you guys. I do have a lot of products, so I would suggest getting like a snack or a drink because this might be a long video. Everything I'm talking about, I tried to put on my face just so that you guys could actually see it in action. But let me not waste time, let's just get right into it. I have 3 primers to share with you guys. The first one is the Too Faced Hangover RX. I love this one because it's really moisturizing, and I find that whenever my skin is kind of irritated, then this primer is really great at kind of calming my skin down, keeping it really moisturized, but it also does a great job of keeping my foundation on. If you check the info bar of any video I have ever posted, you will see this. It is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. This stuff is bae. You literally need the tiniest bit of it, and I just use it specifically on my T-zone area, which is where my pores are largest. But it just completely smooths out your skin, covers up any pore issues, and what I love the most about it is that it's not drying. I find that other kind of silicone-y, pore-filling products sometimes are very drying, or they catch on to all my dry patches, which is not cute. And also, I love the way makeup glides over this. It just gives you the most airbrushed, photoshopped finish ever. I have tried a lot of different eye primers, paint pots, the works. Nothing compares to this Urban Decay Original. It just kind of locks in all my shadow. I never have a creasing issue with this primer. Oldie but a goodie. I have 2 foundations to share with you guys. The first one is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. Oh my goodness, this foundation is incredible. It'll be perfect for all skin tones. There's a huge variety of colors, and in fact they just recently kind of extended the color range. It's also amazing for all skin types, whether you have oily skin, dry skin, combo skin, because it definitely gives you kind of a velvet finish. So if you have oily skin, it's going to keep you fairly matte actually, but if you have dry skin, it's actually going to keep you moisturized. It is the craziest formula. It also has phenomenal coverage. My favorite part is that it doesn't feel like I have a ton of makeup on my face. It actually feels really lightweight. I adore this foundation. Everyone needs to try it. The Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. I have a few different shades. This one here is G40. This is definitely my most used one. I mix this in with everything. I have a lot of yellow and like olive in my skin, and most foundations, by the time I'm done with all my makeup, kind of turn out looking a little too orange or pink for me. So this stuff is such a lifesaver because I can add a couple drops into any foundation and it automatically corrects the tone. It adds a little bit of coverage. These things, once you get the hang of them, oh, you will love them. I cannot function without these custom cover drops. My concealer, like ride or die, has to be the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealers. I was a huge fan of the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, but this concealer for me, the more I use it, the more it beats the Radiant Creamy Concealer. So these concealers are fantastic coverage. They're very creamy when you first apply them, so you really can blend them in, but then once they set, they just do not budge. And my favorite part, which is kind of the reason why it beats out the Radiant Creamy Concealer for me, is that these are so lightweight, especially for the under eye area. I never have issues with creasing with these, but I did have issues with under eye creasing with the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. Hands down, holy grail concealer for me. I have 3 face powders to share with you guys. The first one is my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I am officially on the bandwagon. It's super lightweight, does an amazing job of setting all my concealer. This is another product that's really helped helped with any creasing. It doesn't look cakey under the eye, and it definitely does brighten the under eye. I just use my Urban Decay, I think I use light neutral under my eyes, and I set it with this, and I have no issues with flashback or under eyes being super white and creepy looking. I think it's a fantastic powder. The next powder I have is a drugstore product. It is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Setting Powder. I love this setting powder because it's super lightweight. It does do a great job of keeping my skin matte, but it's a very velvety kind of finish. Like when it applies, it does look a little powdery. I have combo kind of a little bit oily skin, so once my skin kind of settles in and my makeup kind of rests a little bit, this just does such a great job of actually keeping me perfectly matte, where I still look dewy and my skin still looks like skin, but I'm not oily or greasy. So the next powder I have is actually very similar to the L'Oreal one, which is kind of why I love both of them. It is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Face Powder. So like the L'Oreal Infallible powder, this one is really lightweight. Like when you swatch it, barely anything kind of comes off onto your finger, but I love that because I never feel cakey, and it does a great job of setting my makeup. It also does a great job of keeping, you know, the oil at bay, or just enough oil at bay. It feels like you're not wearing a lot of makeup. I have the Girlactik matte bronzer in the shade Cabo. Mine is broken, but this is what the powder looks like. I love this bronzer because it is super finely milled. It's really soft, but most of all, if you can see the color, it's a very neutral bronzer. There is like no orange in this bronzer. It kind of almost leans a little bit cool, and for me, that is everything, because I have so much yellow in my skin that anything that is even slightly orange pulls like 10 shades more orange on my skin, so it's so hard for me to find a great bronzer that I can just kind of slap on and not have to think about it. This is that bronzer for me. I also really like it because if I'm on the go, it's cool enough where I can kind of do a really subtle contour and bronze my skin all with one product. So this has not left my side, hence why it's broken, and I use it every single time I do my makeup, and I still have product left. Like, that is awesome. The second bronzer I have is the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion. This I have in the shade 20M. The tone is not orange at all. It's really like brown, olive, like it looks like a tan. For me, at least on my skin tone, even though I have it in one of the matte shades, you have matte and you have, I guess, eye, which is for illuminated. But I find that this matte one gives me the most beautiful glow. I think it's because of the texture. It's kind of like a gel powder texture, but I love putting this on top of the Girlactik bronzer because it does deepen up the bronze a little bit, but it also gives me that glow. I also love this because it is waterproof. So if I am wearing like a v-neck, like today for example, I bring this down onto my neck and chest just to make sure that everything is kind of even, and I love that it's waterproof because it doesn't really transfer onto my clothes, and if I'm, you know, doing things during the day, or even if I sweat a little bit, I never look streaky or patchy, and I just love this bronzer, especially the duo of this one and the Girlactik one. It is like my winning combo. For contour, it is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. This is the best contour palette I have ever tried. I love that there are 3 different types of browns. So you have that gray brown, which is great for getting that hollow kind of shadow effect, which is really what a contour is all about. And I have a full contour 101 video, which I will have linked down below for you guys. It's not too gray where you're gonna look muddy, but it's gray enough where it's the perfect contour. You also get this bronze shade, which you can kind of mix in with the contour. It's not too warm of a bronzer, so you can deepen up your contour, or you know, put a light contour on with that shade. And then you have this really dark shade, which you can deepen up any contour, or if you have darker skin, then this becomes really useful because you can combine those two and come up with your perfect contour. These powders on top also are great setting powders. I actually don't use them under my eye, but I do use them to kind of carve out my contour. The powders are super, super creamy, smooth, really blendable, and I think it's awesome for all skin tones, which is always a winner. The Clinique Cheek Pops in general are definitely my favorite blush formula of 2015. Like, they are the only blushes that I pretty much reached for the entire year, and I use a lot of different products, so I think that's saying something. But specifically this Heather Pop color, it is just the most perfect mauvey pink. So this is the blush that I am wearing at the moment, and I just love this formula. It is super, super lightweight. The colors are all really buildable, but they don't go on crazy pigmented at first, which I kind of prefer. When you're working with brighter colors or darker colors, it's really nice because they're a lot less intimidating. Like, you can literally go to town with any of these blushes, and it's very hard to overdo it with any of the shades. Also, it is such a glowy blush. It's again that same kind of gel powder formula, and it just has the most natural glow kind of sheen to it, where it doesn't show up as shimmer, but on the skin it just gives your skin like a fresh, bright effect. So highlighter is like one of the most important things in my makeup routine. I narrowed it down to two. The first one is the Nars Dual Intensity Blush in the shade Jubilation. Now, excuse my package, it is like so grubby, but this is what the shades inside look like. Now, a lot of highlighters, they're very intense. They really are like 0 to 100. This highlighter is not like that. This highlighter is, I want to say natural, but it's a highlighter, so like no one wakes up in the morning with gold cheeks, but natural in the way that it doesn't look like you have a spotlight on you. It looks just more like you have super radiant, glowy skin. I guess a favorite of mine was technically this whole like gel powder formula of 2015 for sure, because the formula has a lot to do with it. It doesn't sink into pores, fine lines, it doesn't exaggerate any problem areas on the skin, and I literally go to town with this. In fact, I think I spoke about this in a holiday tutorial, like not my green smoky eye, but the glitter one, and I showed you guys what I do, but it never looks like, oh my god, that is too much. Now, I will say that these are kind of leaning a little bit more on the deeper side, so if you have very fair skin, I would try this out. I think they'll look amazing as blush toppers, but I think that if you have medium to dark skin, you have to try this one out because it is like made for medium to dark skin. It just takes my skin to like another level. The next highlighter is Laura Geller Gilded Honey. This highlighter is so beautiful. I will say, if you have very, very fair skin, this might be kind of like a bronzy highlighter, so it'll look fantastic literally on top of bronzer or on top of your blush. But if you have like tan to dark skin, this highlighter is going to, it is like the definition of glow. I have Jubilation kind of blended from my brow bone onto kind of the tops of the apples of my cheeks, but I have Gilded Honey specifically right here on the highest part of my cheekbone and then blended into that brow bone highlight. I actually also use this as a highlight for my eyes. I have it on today in my inner corner and on my brow bone. It really gives me that wide eye effect. Love it. This is the Nars single eyeshadow in the color Fez. This is just, I think, like the most underrated color ever. It is this beautiful kind of rosy bronzed brown color. So that right there is Nars Fez. And you can kind of see that there's like a little bit of a rose gold in there. You have bronze, but it's like kind of a metallic finish. It is just such a pretty color. It is what I have on my eyes right now with like a couple other eyeshadows, but when I'm in a pinch and I need to look put together, I just slap this all over my lids, put in a crease color, mascara, and I'm done. And I just look so put together, and it's so feminine and smoky. I think everyone should own it and thank me later. I want to talk about two brands, and the first one I want to talk about is Makeup Geek. So this is one palette of my Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I do have like a huge, like extra large Z palette that is filled. Her original shades are fantastic, so creamy, like better than most high-end expensive eyeshadows, but they're so inexpensive and affordable. But especially these foiled shadows are, whew, so beautiful. I'm actually wearing this foiled eyeshadow in the shade Grandstand. I have it kind of like on top and layered into Fez. It is such a beautiful lighter rose gold shade. Please go check out Makeup Geek. If you've been thinking about buying any of the eyeshadows, you need to. So worth it. The next eyeshadow brand is no surprise. It is Anastasia Beverly Hills. I will always love my Makeup Geek eyeshadows, but the Anastasia ones are just so amazing, and I find myself reaching for like this palette specifically all the time. Now, she has like different finishes than Makeup Geek, because a lot of people are like, what's the difference? Anastasia is a little more expensive. Like her each pan I think is like $11, and each Makeup Geek pan is like $6, and I think like the foiled ones are maybe $9 or something. So there is a little bit of a difference, and it does add up if you're buying like in bulk, because there is no other way to buy makeup except in bulk. Anyways, she does have different finishes from Makeup Geek. There are titaniums and metallics and shimmers and matte. There are also shades that Makeup Geek does not have that Anastasia does have. So I think the combo of the two, like what Makeup Geek doesn't have to fill in with Anastasia, is totally worth it. If you are a fiend like me, just buy both. Like, have both. You'll love both. Especially this dusty mauve color right here in the center. It is like all I use in my crease for any look I ever do. And it's crazy that it's so versatile, but oh god, these eyeshadows, they got me feeling some type of way. Brows, real quick, it is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Trio. So I use the brow powder. I use the shade Medium Brown. I use the Brow Wiz in, again, medium brown, and then I use the tinted brow gel to set both of those in the shade Espresso. This gives my brows the best shape, the most natural gradient. Like, my brows look like brows, at least in my opinion. I think my brows are down pretty pat. You just cannot go wrong with this combo. Such a fan. The Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Eye Crayons, Life. This here is in the shade Blacquer. It is the blackest eyeliner I have ever used. It is actually legitimately exactly what it says. It is like a gel pot eyeliner, but in an automatic stick form. And this is like the only eyeliner formula that will stay in my waterline with like minimal smudging. I know that Marc Jacobs did recall to, I think, reformulate, because a lot of people were having issues with the eyeliners drying out, or like purchasing them already pre-dry, but they are back in Sephora on Sephora.com. They are a little pricey, but I love it. I have this eyeliner on my top lid right now, and I love using it where I'll put it on and then I'll just take like a small little smudger brush and I'll smoke out the line because it still gives me the definition, but it's a little bit softer than like a liquid liner. It's super, super creamy, glides on, but once this bad boy sets, it's not going anywhere. This is like a serious necessity. Another like holy grail combo for me is the Lancome Cils Booster XL Primer. This is just a white kind of primer. It's not really fibrous. It's kind of creamy. It does extend the lashes a little bit, but I like that it's not fibrous because sometimes those fiber primers, they really irritate my eyes. I've never had a problem with this. This bumps up any mascara like times 10. So if you are a fan of really intense, you know, voluminous full lashes, definitely go try this. Also, it has like nutrients and vitamins to keep your lashes healthy. So if you wear a lot of mascara or makeup, this is just kind of a good thing, or at least it gives me comfort that I'm like kind of taking care of my lashes while I pile on mascara and wear falsies all the time. But also, a lot of people are nervous with white primers, and I will say that this dries clear. So what I like to do is I like to put it on and then I let it sit and dry almost completely, and then I layer my mascara on, and it just gives me like the most phenomenal effect. And to get that effect, I use the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. Now this is like a little tiny travel size. I have so many of these little travel size ones because they're so convenient. This mascara is everything. It's supposed to curl your lashes like a lash curler would, but you don't need to use a lash curler. That's kind of the concept behind this mascara, and it really does. It curls, it has volume. My lashes are like super fluttery and fluffy when I use this mascara, and it's just so beautiful. Any type of lash you have, you will love this mascara. I definitely want to mention the House of Lashes Lash Glue. This is the best lash glue I have ever tried. It has a brush applicator, super easy to apply. You need the tiniest bit of this on your entire lash band. It dries really quickly. You pop it on, it just sticks. You are good to go. This stuff is a must-have. My 4 favorite lashes of 2015. First off, I have Siren from House of Lashes. These are just like super fluffy, fluttery. Like my favorite style of lash is that super fluffy, fluttery, which you will see momentarily. But these have an invisible band. They're really, really comfortable to wear, and they give you a beautiful wide eye effect because they're longest in the center. It definitely is dramatic, but it's still kind of relatively natural looking, so love Siren from House of Lashes. Also, Queen Bee from Coco Lashes. I definitely have to give this shout out to Lustrelux because I bought these specifically because she talked about them all the time. These are incredible. I actually posted a photo on Instagram, like my New Year's post, and I was wearing these Queen Bee lashes. They just give you the most feminine, like doll-eyed, wide-eye look. Real dramatic, but so worth it. Next, I have the Flutter Lashes Airsats collection in Slayla. So these are the lashes Makeup Shayla created with Flutter Lashes. These are the synthetic lashes, not the mink ones. I have worn these in a couple of videos, and as always, all the things that are on my face are always in the info box. They're just so beautiful, super, super full. Like, if you're wearing this, you don't need a lot of like eye makeup because this is the showstopper. Anything Makeup Shayla does, it's a winner for me. Yep. And same thing goes for this next beautiful female. The last pair of lashes I have are the Huda Beauty mink lashes in the style Naomi. I actually am wearing Naomi right now. It is a little over the top, but like for me, no it's not. It's like, it's beautiful, really feminine, makes your eyes look huge, And I like that they're like a little bit spiky because you can see the eye makeup behind it. I don't like it when my lashes feel like they're being weighed down or when the band is like irritating my eyes. I want to be able to wear my lashes all day. So all the lashes that I mentioned, super comfortable, and these are no exception. Finally, onto lips. This would not be me if I like could just mention one. So I want to kind of mention a few types of lip products. 2015 for me was like the year of the lip liner. I wore lip liner every single day. The most standout colors for me were definitely MAC Whirl, Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, MAC Soar, and this Shiseido BE701 lip liner. It's in the shade Hazel. So this right here is Shiseido Hazel. This is Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, MAC Soar, and MAC Whirl on the end. I actually love wearing all four of these colors in combination with each other, and they're all really comfortable on the lips. Crazy, crazy long wearing. The Shiseido Hazel lip liner, it is not too, warm, not too cool. It is literally, when you apply it onto your lips, nude. It's just the perfect nude that suits every makeup look, but it never makes you look dead. Like, it really enhances the makeup look you're doing. I'm actually wearing Pillow Talk on my lips right now with a couple other things. The next lip products that I have to mention are the Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. Now, I love all the Dose of Color liquid lipsticks. They're definitely like my probably #1 favorite liquid lipstick formula. They just feel like literally like nothing is on your lips. That's the only way I can describe it. They're so lightweight but so pigmented. These two specifically are the colors that I wore most often. They are Truffle and Stone. So this one on the bottom is Truffle and this one on top is Stone. It's kind of like a whipped mousse texture, and I will warn you guys that once they dry down, they do deepen up slightly on the lips, but I love the way they all look specifically when they're dried down. I have both Truffle and Stone on my lips also today with the last product, which is a MAC lipstick in the shade Faux. And that right there is Faux lipstick right here on the bottom. I love MAC Faux because it's what I would imagine Truffle and Stone mixed look like, and that is the final lip product that I have on my lips. I was so desperate to like put everything on my face to show you guys that like I put 4 different things on my lips, but I'm not gonna lie, that's not new because I'm always wearing like 5 or 6 different lip products at once. It is a satin finish. It's really comfortable on the lips, super pigmented, but it's like a beautiful mauve-y nude shade with a little bit of purple. Do not judge me. This hand literally looks like I just showed you guys the same colors like in different like patterns. Yep, that's not what I did though. I showed you guys magic. I feel like tools are severely underrated and they're so important because I think the right tools really make a world of difference when it comes to how your makeup looks. The first one is my beauty blender. I love the Pro ones, which is the black ones, because the pink ones, when you wash them, they kind of run pink, and that freaks me out because I don't want pink on my face. I've never run into that issue, but I'm not about to find out. Beauty blender is holy grail for me. Favorite way to apply foundation. Everyone needs to have at least one beauty blender. Next, I have my good old Nars Ita brush. This is the only brush that I ever use to contour. It is perfect to give you a super, super chiseled effect, but it's also like fluffy enough where you can blend it out so it's not just a stripe on your face. Favorite blush brush has to be the Nars Yachio brush. This brush deposits the right amount of color every single time you use it, no matter what blush you're using. Even if you use super crazy pigmented blushes, it never overdoes those blushes, but lighter blushes, it still gives you color. It is crazy. I don't know how it works, but it's awesome. Favorite eye brush, hands down, the Sigma E25 blending brush. You literally can do everything with this brush. You can apply color, you can blend out, put concealer on, put highlight on, contour. Like, like the works. And by contour, I mean like your nose and like smaller areas. I wouldn't necessarily contour my cheekbones with this, but like, hey, if you were motivated, you probably could. I probably own like 13 of them because I use them every single time I do makeup for like almost every single thing. You gotta have these brushes. This is also a dupe for MAC's, I forgot what the number is, but it's literally the exact same shape, but it's just a lot less expensive. And I actually prefer Sigma eye brushes because I feel like they are softer. Plus they're less expensive. That's kind of like a no-brainer. The last product that I have to talk about is something that I legitimately cannot function without. This is the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix O2 Makeup Setting Spray with the O2 Skin Complex. This is actually really cool. There is a science behind it. Basically, these O2 polymers that are in this setting spray, when you spray it onto your face, they actually bind and they kind of create this moisturizing, breathable mask over whatever you set, which is crazy. And if I had heard this for the first time, I probably wouldn't believe it, but believe it. My makeup is literally budge proof, waterproof, smudge proof, like everything proof with this spray. It is super, super moisturizing. You spray this on your face and it just melts all your makeup into your skin in like the most beautiful way, and it feels weightless. Like you do not feel this spray at all on your face. I find with the Urban Decay like setting sprays, I could feel like the heaviness of the spray on my face. This literally feels like you're spraying water onto your face. And anytime my makeup is patchy or anytime I feel like I'm looking cakey, I just spray this on and my makeup looks like skin. Like, I can't explain to you guys. This setting spray though, you need it in your life. I promise you that you will love it. They don't want you to have perfect makeup. They don't want you to have perfect makeup, but with this, we're gonna have perfect makeup. That is a wrap on my 2015 favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know that it was a little bit of a longer video, but I have not done a favorites video in a hot minute, and I just had so many products that I definitely wanted to share with you guys. I really believe in and love every single product that I mentioned, so if something caught your eye, please go try it out and leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought about the product, because according to me, these are all tried, tested, and definitely came out true. But also, leave me a comment and let me know what products you were loving in 2015 so that I have more products to try out this year. But until then, I hope you guys have an amazing start to 2016, and I hope this year is the best one yet. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
That can only mean one thing.